Good evening and welcome to the Raith Rovers Player of the Year Awards for season 2019-20. Firstly, from everyone at Raith Rovers, we hope that you are all safe and well. As we cannot all be together for the annual awards ceremony, for this year only we are presenting the awards in this online version. As much as we have been unable to complete this season as planned, we finished the season top of the league and in the Tunnocks Caramel Wafer Cup final. A great season and one that the players and management should be rewarded with in these awards. We have 8 awards to present this evening. Obviously, we cannot have everyone with us here, but with the wonders of modern technology, we can bring everybody together. We will begin the proceedings with some words from John McMillan. As you know, John lives and breathes football, so being away from Starks Park over the last few weeks has not been easy for him, and we are grateful to hear from him tonight.
Hi everyone, I hope all is well. I would first of all want to say a big thank you to everyone involved in the Raith Rovers media for putting this together. I'm sure there's a lot of work went to pulling this all together. It's obviously unusual circumstances doing this and a lot more work has had to go in, so a big thank you from myself, the players and everyone involved for the hard work that's going in to put this together. I hope that the fans are going to enjoy the Player of the Year ceremony for 2019-2020, and here we go.
Yes, here we go. Now, on to the first award of the evening, Young Player of the Year, sponsored by the 200 Club and chosen by John McMillan. Over to you, John.
The Young Player of the Year, in my opinion, is Kieran Berry. Kieran won the award last season, and I've got to say that if anything, he just got better and better. That's what I said in many of the interviews, whether it be pre-match or post-match, with regards to Kieran. To start the season, his first whole season in first team football, the age is 16 starting. It's, when he started the season he was 16, obviously his cricket game was 17 in September. And to get 10 goals for someone so young, and to have caused so many defences, so many problems, he's and to come from nowhere, really, I mean, he only really got involved with the Fife Free Press at the same time as he got involved with ourselves in the reserves, and the improvement, and as we said many times, he was living the dream. He's a Raith Rovers fan, from the terraces with his granddad, watching the games, gets an opportunity to come in, and he did what any and every fan would do. He worked his socks off, he ran and he ran and he ran, and he got better, whereas, other fans, we can all come out there and run about and, the ball no anywhere near where we wanted to go and we'll never get on the ball, but Kieran was more than that, and he certainly produced some great performances, scored some great goals, and it ended up with more scouts in the stand than have been at Starks Park for many a long day. And it was all because of the way that Kieran was playing and wasn't getting about. And delighted that he's got a move to Fulham, where he joined him in the summer and bring very much needed financial money into the club. There's absolutely no doubt about it. That will be a big help to the board of directors and the club in general. So, hopefully one day, maybe towards the end of his career, who knows, that maybe he'll come back and set his foot back on the Starks Park. But for the meantime, well done, Kieran. Congratulations on your award. It's very much well deserved.
I want to thank the gaffer for picking me for this award, and I'm also buzzing to win it. I also want to thank him and Smudger just for putting faith in me and giving me game time over the last season and a half. I also want to thank the players for being there, because obviously couldn't have done it without all of them, and I want to thank the supporters as well just for getting right behind the team and just believing us all season long. Thanks. Hopefully see you again soon.
The next award is the Malcolm Szpera Award, sponsored by the Szpera Family and Rovers Down South. This award was set up in memory of Malcolm Szpera, who was a lifelong Rovers supporter that died at the age of 49. Malcolm would have wanted to reward someone who kept trying and aiming to improve, who perhaps faced adversity on or off the pitch, but who just kept doing their best. Again, this winner has been selected by John McGlynn. Take it away, John.
The Malcolm Szpera Award this year goes to Dylan Tate. This award is to represent Malcolm. When he put this award up, he wanted it to be for endeavour, for people that maybe had like setbacks and maybe not had the smoothest of careers, maybe things that have been, obstacles have been put in front of them, and they've had to get over these obstacles and achieve something. So Dylan has had a couple of setbacks along the way. When he was like he was 10, he was at Motherwell. He was at Motherwell for 3 years or so, I think it was, and he got released by Motherwell. When he was around about 15, he was at Partick Thistle. Again, that was for 1 season, and unfortunately that didn't work out there. He arrived at the Fife Elite Academy in the August of 18. He's from Glasgow, and there was a lot of travelling for his mum. Going backwards and forth from Glasgow, Dylan was playing in the reserves maybe on a Monday night or Tuesday night. He would be training with the Fife Elite, and he would also be playing with the Fife Elite on a Friday night. So a lot of travelling backwards and forwards, you know, a lot of upheaval, a lot of sacrifice for his family, his mum driving him backwards and forwards for this opportunity, which would have been very easy just to say, well, I've not done it at Motherwell, I've not done it at Partick Thistle, you know, I'm going to go along here to the Fife Elite and, you know, see what happens type thing. Unfortunately for us, he got involved in our reserves. It was seen enough in him to give him a contract. However, did we expect to see the improvement again that we got? No, probably not. You know, to have such an impact in the first team. So in this award, we've got the setbacks, we've got the endeavour, and we've also got the ability, because the ability has been shining through from the minute he started training with the first team. He was doing things that all the first team players recognised was a little bit, you know, special, and Dylan has went on to do that. You know, breaking into our first team when he was 17, he's now 18, but he played a big part, you know, and very unfortunate actually, his first game in the first team. He did really well up at Ross County actually in the under 20, when we played their under 23s in the Challenge Cup. He had a great ball through for Lewis Allen to score, and he actually had a great chance with a header. But then he got in the team against Falkirk in the 2-0 victory in the Challenge Cup. And he was probably unfortunate not to start the next game, but Lewis Vaughan had just came back. He played 20 minutes against Falkirk, and we were all desperate to get Lewis back in the team, and Dylan had to, you know, just wait his turn to get back in again, which he did. And he got back in, and he was excellent, you know, getting 3 goals in 4 games. Great goal against Peterhead, great goal against East Fife and Montrose by endeavour, by making runs into the box for the goals against East Fife and Montrose in particular, and a great strike against Peterhead. So Dylan has came through quite a lot in my opinion, and he's kept his spirits high, and he's kept working extremely hard. And again, a very, very well deserved winner of this award. So well done, Dylan, well done on your season. Hope everyone's enjoying this ceremony, and again, thank you to all the organisers and all the hard work that's gone in. Thank you.
just like to say a big thanks to the gaffer for choosing me to be the winner of the Malcolm Szpera Award this year. I'm obviously buzzing to win it, and I've put in a lot of hard work over the last year and a bit, and it's obviously paying off now. We're getting opportunities in the first team that the gaffer and Smudger have gave me, and obviously the boys in the team, they've helped me settle in as well, and that's made things a lot easier. It's obviously good to win the league this year and get promoted to the championship. Hopefully we can have a good year next year and see you then. Cheers.
Next up is Goal of the Season, sponsored by the Raith Supporters Trust. This is the first of the awards that were voted for by you, the Rovers supporters, in our online vote last week with over 800 votes cast. We're delighted to be joined by our chairman, Bill Clark. Good evening, Bill.
Hello everybody, and it's great to be with you tonight, even although I'm standing here in my kitchen, an unusual place to be doing the awards.
Bill, before we announce the winner of the next award, just a quick question for you as chairman of the football club. Obviously, we're in lockdown and the furlough situation is ongoing. What's the overall picture at Raith Rovers? Has it changed any in the last couple of weeks?
Thanks, Neil. Yeah, there has been one change really in the past week. Now that we know that furlough is running to the end of June, we're going to probably make a decision this week to furlough all our current players through to the end of June. So that's all the players that we would expect to sign for next season, plus maybe a few that we would be expecting to let go, that we feel it's only fair, since the government is paying the 80% of their wages, that we furlough them through to the end of June initially. If it's possible and the furloughing is continued on into July or August, then we would hope to do the same for all the players then, and at least it gives them an income.
Great. Okay, thanks for that, Bill. Now we're ready to now announce the next award. You have the results of this year's Goal of the Season. But before I get you to reveal the winner of that award, let's remind ourselves of that shortlist. Bill, I'm sure you'll agree there's some brilliant goals there. Can you now reveal the winner of this year's Goal of the Season, sponsored by the Raith Supporters Trust?
Well, can I just say there's been some fantastic goals this season, and as John keeps saying, they've come from all over the field, from all over the team. So I'll just reveal it now. I'll just open the envelope. And the winner of the Goal of the Season, as chosen by the supporters, is Louis Vaughan against Peterhead.
Thanks for that, Bill. And here's what Louis Vaughan had to say about receiving that award.
Hi everyone, thanks for voting for my goal against Peterhead. It was my first game back after injury, so to get back on the pitch and score a goal, it meant a lot to me. To see the club back in the Championship, it's obviously amazing, and I'm looking forward to getting back playing soon. I hope everyone's keeping safe in the difficult times, and I hope to see you back at Starts Back soon. Cheers.
Congratulations to Lewis, and thanks Bill for joining us. Most awards are judged over the whole season, but last year we introduced an award for the best individual performance to recognise a standout performance in one particular match. As it happens, it was Louis Vaughan who won last year's award for his performance in the cup game against Dunfermline. This award is kindly sponsored by Fife's Finest and was selected by John McGlynn. Here's John to tell us the winner and his reasons why.
The best individual performance award, I've given it to Kieran MacDonald. I think Kieran in the game against East Fife, the 5-3 game, I think his performance was absolutely excellent. To get 2 goals from a left back, and the performance that he put in, and he put in some great performances all season. That was the one that sticks out for me. I think Kieran certainly deserved an award, and may well be he's getting more than one, but from my point of view, he certainly deserves something from the season. His performances, his attitude, his running, his endeavour, his work rate to get up and down the left-hand side. Again, a great left foot. You generally find the great players are the ones with the left foot, and he has certainly got that. And at times having to defend very well also. At times when we came under pressure, certainly games that come back was like Falkirk when we were very much under the cosh. Kyle Bennett is getting sent off and having to shuffle the pack, and Kieran going into centre back, and he's been great to work with, one of the part-time players, so he's out working every day and then coming and training at night, and he does a bit of travelling, and it's not a physical job that he's got as well, so he's one a hard-working boy in general. So again, his performance, particularly in this game for me, merits that award. Well done, Kieran. Congratulations on your season.
It's always great to play well in any match, but it's even more special to play well and get the win in a derby match. So I'm very grateful for this award for my performance against East Fife. First time I've actually scored 2 goals in a senior game. Surprised my first one isn't up for goal of the season, but that match was very good. That was probably my most memorable game of the season. Celebrating at the end with all the fans was one of the best memories of that season there, so thanks again for the award.
Next up we have the Supporters Player of the Year, sponsored by the Raith Rovers Supporters Club. This was again voted for by you, the Raith Rovers supporters, in our online poll. To reveal the Supporters Player of the Year, we are joined by Supporters Director Andy Mill. Andy, how are you doing this evening?
Hi Neil, I'm very well.
Good to hear it. Before we get into the actual award that you're going to present, Andy, a couple of questions for you first. As a Raith Rovers supporter, what was your most enjoyable moment of the season that we've just completed?
There's plenty to choose from, that's for sure, albeit the season's sort of finished rather sharper than what we expected. For me, I would think that the Stephen McLean goal against Falkirk is a highlight of the season. The noise from the Penman family stand was just fantastic, and I think as well that the supporters that we've had, the young guys that have come into the support recently, they have certainly made a big difference to the atmosphere within Starks Park. So hopefully going forward we're going to give them plenty to cheer about in the future.
Great, okay. And also, Andy, you've been heavily involved in the fundraising that's been going on at the club since the lockdown started. Just a general thought from you on how that's gone and how it's been received and what you think of it in general.
Yeah, the fundraising campaign has been a huge success. We have been absolutely staggered at the generosity of the Raith Rovers supporters during this difficult period. Not only for the club, but people are facing their own financial uncertainty during this coronavirus crisis. The crowdfunding page has been a great success and has exceeded its target and continues to grow. The Donate a Ticket campaign has been very successful also. Lots of other avenues that were available for people to make donations have been well received and have been used as well. So overall, we've been absolutely staggered and amazed by the generosity of the Raith Rovers fans. It's testament to them. It's an indication of how much these guys and girls really support the club and are prepared to help during this difficult period. So thank you very much, everybody.
Great, thanks for that, Andy. So let's get on to the business at hand. It's the Supporters Player of the Year award that you're going to announce. This award is sponsored by the Raith Rovers Supporters Club. So Andy, over to you. Who is the winner?
Well, I'm very happy to make this announcement, make this award. The Raith Rovers Supporters Club Player of the Year award goes to Regan Henry.
My player of the year for this year is Regan Henry, an absolute Rolls Royce of a midfielder, fantastic player, makes a massive difference to our squad, and I can't wait to see him in the Championship next year.
My player of the year was Regan Henry because he stood out and he was my favourite player.
My player of the year is Regan Henry. Excellent midfielder, his composure and passing skills are key to every game.
My player of the year this year is Regan Henry, a player who loves nothing more than taking the ball into the corner and absolutely rinsing defenders. Class act.
Regan Henry, surely player of the year for Raith Rovers, possibly player of the year in the entire division. Fantastic midfielder, so effective, sees passes no other player can, and he struck up an instant partnership with both Matthews and Spencer in the heart of the Rovers team this season.
I've went for Regan Henry as my Raith Rovers Player of the Year. I think players of his ability are few and far between, especially in the Scottish lower leagues. And I think has been not only Raith Rovers' most important player this season, but arguably the best player in League One.
Hi, just want to say thanks to the fans for voting me their Player of the Year this year. I'm delighted with that, it means a lot to me. I said in my first interview when I joined the club this season that they were a large part to me coming back after the support that they showed me in my first spell and my second spell. Obviously my second spell I was injured for the majority of it, but I was getting messages all the time asking how I am and when I'll be back. So to have that support then and to still have that support now at the end of this season means a lot to me. So I thank them for that, and I thank them for the support that they've given me this season, which has helped me become a better player, and I'm glad that me and the boys can repay them by getting the club to the Championship.
Now it's time for the Fife Free Press Star Check Award, and here's Matt Elder from the Fife Free Press to tell us about this award and reveal who this year's winner is.
Hello Rovers fans, my name's Matthew Elder, I'm the sports editor of the Fife Free Press. I've been asked to announce the winner of the Fife Free Press Star Check trophy for the season just past. That is an award that we run weekly through the paper. After each match we score the top 3 players, and that's tallied up for an overall winner at the end of the season. Now with the season cut short, we've obviously had to just take the standings as they were the moment the season was suspended. It was a very close run thing this year, only 1 point in it at the top. The award for me is a good marker of consistency, like I say, because it takes account of every match of the season with scores awarded, and this player has certainly been a consistent performer throughout the campaign. So the winner of the Fife Free Press Star Check trophy for season 2019-20 is left back Kieran McDonald, winning by 1 point ahead of Regan Hendry. So Kieran can probably thank Regan for missing a couple of months of the season with injury for sneaking ahead. But seriously though, Kieran had a fantastic season, like I said, very consistent, bombing forward from left back, provided a number of assists, scored a couple of cracking goals in a derby win over East Fife at New Year, and also was very versatile, stepping in at centre half in a 1-1 draw at the Falkirk Stadium after Kel Benedictus was sent off. Very important day for Raith that at the Falkirk Stadium, getting a point there, which has ultimately helped them win the league by a single point. So congratulations to Kieran, and hope everyone is staying safe and well.
Thank you for this award. It's another recognition for how well this group of boys have done this season, and especially for myself, that I was able to register enough points to win this and actually beat Regan by 1 point. It just shows how well the performances have been this year by everybody. There's been a lot of consistent performers. So thank you again for this award.
Now to our penultimate award of the night. It's time for the Manager's Player of the Year, sponsored by the Raith Hall of Fame. This award was chosen by our manager, John McGlynn.
As far as I'm concerned, Player of the Year for myself is Regan Hendry. Regan for me is key to everything that we do. We're a team who want to control the ball and want to pass the ball, and Regan is key to that in every game. You know, there was a little spell where he was out with an injury, and we lost that control in games. We still won games, but they were at times very nervy, and we didn't have anywhere near as much control of the ball. So that is a key thing for me. We are a possession team, a passing team, and you've got to have the players in the team to do that. And Regan has been instrumental with taking the ball from the back, from the goalkeeper, from the defenders, building the attacks, splitting defences with passes, spraying passes out to Kieran McDonald left side. I mean, I remember the game up at Forfar, it was a 1-each draw, but Regan was finding Kieran, you know, time after time after time, and it resulted in the cross from Kieran coming in, and Dylan getting ahead at the back post, and John Baird scoring way ahead of close range. And that's just one example, you know. He plays the game how personally I wanted to get played, so he's a key player, outstanding performances, particularly in the big games, you know, like Partick Thistle. The goal he scores against Partick Thistle, so composed in the box, didn't panic, didn't rush, didn't just hit it, great composure. Games against Livingston again, when we had the ball, being again, the word is going to be composed all the time. And you can see he's a class act. And I think that not only in games, you know, as a manager, you're watching training all the time, every single session you're involved with, you take the sessions, you know, so to see what Regan does, like every training session, he's again doing this, you know, and the level, the high level that he plays to is just fantastic, and very hard decision. A lot of players had great seasons, and brilliant to have won the league, and again compliment and congratulate all the players. And it's always tough when you've got to pick one, but I think that from my point of view, Regan was the one. So congratulations, Regan. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of this ceremony. Thank you.
Hi, I hope you're all well. Just wanted to say thanks to the manager for voting me as Player of the Year this year. I think it was mainly down to him that we had the season we did this year. You know, we put a lot of trust and a lot of belief into the squad, which allowed the boys to play the football that we did this year. And personally, I feel like I've become a better player this year than I was last, and that's mainly down to him and Smudger for putting that belief in me. And obviously I'm looking forward to playing Championship football next season. Although it's not the way we wanted to finish the season, it was the one we deserve. So hope to see you all at Starks Park next season.
Now, on to our final award of the evening, the coveted Players' Player of the Year, as voted for by the players themselves. This award is sponsored by the McMillan Club. Here to announce the winners are the players themselves.
My vote for Player of the Year is for Kieran McDonald. I think he's been the most consistent player all season. He's got a lot of goals, a lot of assists for a left back, even though he can't defend.
Kieran McDonald's been my Player of the Year this year because he's been consistent all season. He's scored a couple of good goals and he's got a good few assists.
My Player of the Season for this year is Kieran McDonald. The reason being is I think he's been very consistent throughout, and he's provided a lot of important assists.
I feel he's had a good season up and down that left side. He's been consistent. He's chipped in with goals and assists, and I think he's been brilliant all year. I think he learned a lot from me when I stepped in at Stranraer at left back, so I think he really kicked on after that. But yeah, Kieran McDonald gets my vote.
My pick for Player of the Year would have to be Kieran McDonald at left back. I think Mac has had a brilliant year for us. He's stepped up, been a big captain in the team, and he's had a lot of good goals and assists, so I would pick Macca.
My Player of the Year is Macca, Kieran McDonald. I think he's been consistent all year. He's not done much defending, but he's brilliant going forward, and he's set me up for a couple of goals, so Macca's my Player of the Year.
Alright there, just to let you know that my nomination for Player of the Year is Kieran McDonald. I thought he was brilliant this year. For what I've seen, he had a lot of assists for left back and he was more like a winger. But he's definitely my Player of the Year. Thanks.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank all my teammates for this award. We've got some very good players in that changing room, and they're all a great bunch of boys who all work hard for each other. the coaches, the club and the fans. I probably wouldn't have won this award without Benny doing all my defending for me. So thanks Benny. I'm glad we can all now celebrate winning this league. See you soon. Cheers.
Congratulations to Kieran and all the winners tonight. Very richly deserved. That concludes this season's Player of the Year awards. We'd like to thank everyone that has helped pull these awards together in some very unusual circumstances. The Player of the Year Committee and RaithTV would like to thank everyone who has supported us to make this happen. The players, management and board at Raith Rovers, the volunteers who have worked tirelessly to pull together these awards, and of course the awards sponsors, Raith Rovers Supporters Club, the 200 Club, Fife's Finest, Raith Hall of Fame, Jim McMillan Club, Rovers Down South and the Raith Supporters Trust. On behalf of RaithTV, we'd also like to thank all the listeners and viewers that have joined us from all over the world over this season. We'd also like to thank our own sponsor, Rovers Down South, for their financial support of the service. Everyone at Raith Rovers would like to say a massive thank you to the fans, not only voting for their Player of the Year and Goal of the Season, but for their great support over the season. I think we all noticed how great the atmosphere has been this season, both home and away, with a special mention to the young team making plenty of noise. We look forward to welcoming you back to Starks Park as soon as football returns, as we return to the Scottish Championship. We always take some time to mention the volunteers that keep Raith Rovers going. There are far too many to mention individually, but your ongoing help in every way, no matter how big or small, is always valued by everyone here at the club. We thank you. In a moment, given the situation we're all living in, we have a special Raith Rovers tribute to the frontline workers that have been working tirelessly over this difficult time. Thanks for joining us this evening, and I'll leave you with your SPFL Ladbrokes League One winning team for 2019-20.
I'm Geordie, Munro, my home is in Fife, but I wanted to make a new start in my life. I was ready to fly to the US of A when a certain wee lassie would say, oh no, 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 Geordie Munro. Oh no, 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 my wee laddie. I don't wanna go to Idaho. I'd rather stay here in Kirkcaldy. Though I was so sure I'd not stay in Fife, but I wanted that lassie to be my sweet wife. So one day we went for a walk down the glen, and I asked her all over again. Oh no, 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 Geordie Munro. Oh no, 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 my wee laddie. I don't wanna go to Idaho. I'd rather stay